Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Wilkins. Wanted to walk you through some of the things I would have been doing in our Google Meet if I had some better technology working today. So really wanted to start off with just showing and telling about a check register in general. That, old school people were using check registers to manually write all of this stuff in. Some people use software that's like this. A lot of times your bank is going to give you, something that looks like this as far as keeping track of your transactions, but just wanted to point some things out. So here, where it says item number, that means check number pretty much. So if you're writing checks from a checking account, you would write the check number that you're using, who it's going to. For this one, number 6801 is going to Athletic Shoe Company right here. And some people would write down like what they bought. They call that like a memo line. You don't have to do that. I did that once in a while back in the day if I was writing a bunch of checks to Glenbard North for different fundraisers, so I would remember who I wrote checks to. I'd put their name or something. Anyways, so this is money coming out of your account, so stuff that is going to be subtracted from your account. And then, is there any fees that happen? So if, like, let's say you go to the ATM to pull out some cash and they charge you a $2 fee, you would record the fee. This is money going into your account, so this would be like your paychecks or maybe your birthday money or stuff like that. And then this is a running balance where showing, okay, you had $500 minus $55 equals $444.37. So that's how a check register works, is you just kind of go through and you put the different stuff in there as you go, and you keep a running balance as to how much money you actually have. So what this assignment is supposed to simulate is that you would get a bank statement in the mail, or I know my bank is now sending them, digitally. They're not sending that paper and paying for postage and all of that anymore. But regardless, every month your bank is going to communicate with you what they know. Now, there's things that you might have done that they don't know about yet, or they don't know at all. So that's the purpose of reconciliation. Kind of like your parents looking at your grade book. If your parents don't see that you turned in an assignment because the grade book doesn't say you did, they don't know otherwise. And so it's you and, making sure that you and the bank actually know what each other is doing, and if making sense of it, making sure there's not extra fees, making sure that your bills got paid, etc. So this is an example of the bank statement. And what you're going to do is take this bank statement and look at it alongside of the check register and start checking the things off that the bank knows about. So let's go through this process together. If I'm looking at my bank statement, the first transaction that's listed is that check number 6801 for $55.63 was cashed, meaning that the people you wrote that check to got their money. It's all said and done. That's called a canceled check. It's already gone through, all set. So we're going to take this little check mark box here and we're going to make a check mark like that. They know. It's all good. Next one says payroll, that you got a paycheck for $235 on the 4th. And that's the next thing, is this $235 paycheck. So yes, check mark, done, got it. Next one, check number 6803 for $25. And there it is. We're going to go ahead and do a check mark there. The next one is an ATM withdrawal for $15.50. Now, you knew that you took out $15. The ATM charged you an additional 50 cents. So that's why the $15 and the 50 cents is separated. Most people wouldn't be that detailed, but that's fine. We're going to check that off, that the bank knows about that. Next is another payroll. So we'll say paycheck for $355. There it is. Check that off. Next on the bank statement is energy plus utility. So this is probably an automatic deduction. It's not a check. It's coming out of your bank account for $26.75. Done. And then that's it. That's the only stuff the bank knows about. So here's what you do as an adult when you have reconciliation to do with your bank. Is now you have to go back and say, okay, well, food and shop over here, let me change colors for you to kind of point this out. So food and shop, this one here, you wrote a check to these people and they never cashed the check. So it looks like you have that $22.36, but you don't. Another thing, let's see, you wrote a check number 6804 to Aria Dason here for $23, and guess what? That money is still sitting in your checking account, so it looks like you have more money than you do because these people could cash these checks at any time. And then the other thing that the bank does not have on the bank statement is that you got a refund for something, this $35.50. So that's another thing that we have to take into account that the bank doesn't know yet, or it's not on this bank statement. This is the last process in truly doing a reconciliation of your bank account that you would do about once a month as a young adult or as an adult. I do the same thing. I use a little bit different of a system, but this is the traditional, or as I like to call it, classic way that we were taught to do this back in the day. So on this worksheet, which it's funny, a lot of times you don't even realize you have this worksheet. It's usually on the back of your bank statements. And so that's where you would find this generally. And we are going to write out what the bank doesn't know that you have in your own check register, but that was not on your bank statement. For instance, check number 6804. So if I write in here, oh, that's really big. Sorry about that. $6,804. I know it's not perfect. And the amount of that check was $23. All right. And then is there anything else that the bank didn't know about? I thought there was the food and shop, which was 6802. Check number 6802, and the dollar amount for the food and shop check was $22.36. All right. What are the total of those two things? Well, we're going to have 36 cents, and we have got $45. So we added these two things together. This is how much money that is in your bank account right now. That shouldn't be, because you already wrote those checks. So you can't go out thinking you've got this extra money, because someone's going to come cash those checks and that money needs to be there. So then we go back and do this side of the reconciliation. What is the ending balance shown on the bank statement? When I look at the bank statement, the ending balance is $967.12. Are there any deposits to your account that was not on the bank statement? Yes, the refund. There was a refund that was on there. Let me go back and look. And it was for $35.50. So we are going to take this number plus this number equals, what would your balance be? So we're going to do the $967.12 plus the $35.50. So we'll do 12 cents. Oh no, I'm a liar. 62 cents. And then we've got 12. So we're going to end up with about $1,002.62. minus the outstanding checks. Checks that you write that do not get cashed right away are called outstanding. They're not outstanding because you wrote them and they're so beautiful. Like, oh, look at those outstanding checks. No, they're outstanding around waiting for someone to cash them. For instance, my daughter's just, finished 8th grade. People are sending them, a card or a check here and there, and they're just sitting in a pile right now. Those people probably want us to cash those checks because they're outstanding around waiting to be cashed. So we're going to go ahead and subtract that number, which was the 45.36. And this, my friends, should be then what the true balance is on the checking account. So that is how you do a reconciliation worksheet. And you need, like I said, this worksheet is very handy. You need to have your bank statement and you have to have a check register. But I doubt you'll be doing any of this because everything is so digital for you and it's not going to be, this old school way. But you still kind of have to understand the process. So thank you, and please let me know what other questions you might have. Just to give you the correct answer to make sure you can check your work or understand the process, you take that $1,002.62 minus the $45.36 of checks that have not been cashed yet because they're outstanding, and your true balance in your checking account is $957.26.